Hey there folks, this is Eric Brown from Travel Adventures with Eric B. And yesterday was Canada Day. July 1st was Canada Day. So I thought today would be a good day to share some experiences from the three major cities in Canada, which I've all been to. The past few years I've been to Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver. I'm also hoping I can go to Quebec City this year, depending on if they let us back into Canada or not. I'd also like to go to Calgary. I'd like to go to Edmonton. I'd like to go to Winnipeg. I'd love to go all over. I definitely want to go to Banff. So this is an opportunity to shed a little light on my experiences in Canada. I hope you enjoy. I know most of us Americans, when we think about Canada, we think about maple syrup, hockey, and poutine. But Canada is so much more than those things. Canada is comprised of 10 provinces and 3 territories, and it is the second largest country in the entire world. It covers so much landmass, but it's extremely cold, so therefore not a whole lot of people live there. And Ottawa is the capital of Canada. And I'm going to start with Vancouver. Vancouver is a nature lover's paradise, a dreamland. Hiking, biking, or water sports, whale watching, whatever you choose to do, Vancouver is full of outdoor activities to keep you busy. Visiting Stanley Park is a must when you're in Vancouver, and you have to visit the totem poles. The totem poles are towering monuments that tell the story of the First Nations history and culture. They are one of the most visited and most recognizable sites in all of Canada. The totem poles at Brockton Point. All but 3 of the totem poles are found at Brockton Point, and each and every one of them tells its own individual story. Also, make sure you check out the statue of the Olympic athlete Harry Winston Jerome, who was a British Columbia athlete who held 6 world records. Also, make sure you catch the mermaid statue known as the girl in the wet suit. Be aware you can't get too close to it. Stanley Park's a must-see, but so is the Capilano Suspension Bridge, located in North Vancouver, 140 meters, 460 feet above ground, 70 meters and 230 feet above the river. This pedestrian bridge and walkway is not for people that are afraid of heights. I don't recommend it to you. Built in 1889 by Grant Mackay, a Scottish engineer, this bridge is massive and has a park which also includes a cliff walk which was built in 2011. The bridge has also been featured in famous shows like MacGyver, The Crow Stairway to Heaven, Psych, and Sliders. If you're a market lover, the Granville Market is an absolute must. Built on a peninsula in Granville Island, it's a public market. Restaurants, shops, entertainment, and boutique shops all over the place. It is a beautiful market. You got to make a trip down to Gastown and see the Gastown steam clock, which was developed in Japan in 1977 and is one of 4 in the entire world. It is a sight to see. Vancouver being situated north of Washington State, they get a lot of Pacific Northwest type weather, a lot of light rainy days 8 months out of the year. But if you visit Vancouver during the months of May through August, it is absolutely beautiful. And there's not a lot of snow in Vancouver, despite what you see on those pictures right there. Not much at all. Montreal is a very international city between English and French. Montreal, much like Vancouver, also has a lot of the city aspects and the nature aspects. One thing about Montreal, as you browse the city, you'll notice how much street art you can find everywhere, seemingly every corner, where there's murals or where there's just weird spots where you just see paintings or whether you see graffiti. Everywhere you walk along in Montreal, you'll see art in some of the weirdest spots. Some major spots, like a major city like St. Laurent Boulevard. All of a sudden you look around and you see art everywhere where you don't expect to see it. Old Town Montreal is a must visit, and upon visiting Old Town Montreal, you must visit the Basilica Notre Dame. This church was finished in 1830. This church is an absolute must visit. The interior of this church is among the most dramatic in the world and is regarded as a masterpiece among Gothic architecture. The art in this church is absolutely unreal. Notre Dame is a must visit no matter what your religious beliefs are. The Basilica Notre Dame has soaring Gothic church located on the St. Lawrence River is an absolute must see. The building itself, the deep blue colors, also purple, silver, so many relics in this building. This is an absolute must see for everyone. This building has 11 million visitors per year, making it one of the most visited monuments in all of North America. Another must-see area is the Olympic Stadium. The Olympics were held in Montreal back in 1976. The Olympic Stadium, former host of the Montreal Expos, was built in 1970 and known as the Big O. When looking for something to do near the stadium, inside of the Olympic Park, there's a biodome. There's also the most beautiful botanical gardens I've ever attended in my life. Absolute, nothing but pure beauty. And also the largest insectarium in all of North America and among the largest in the United States of America. The area is really nice, and there's also lots of paths, walkways, places to ride your bikes, different things you can do. Also a nearby shopping area. So that is one of the nicer areas of Montreal, just to spend a day and just enjoy the beautiful scenery of the biodome, the botanical gardens, and the insectarium. Great way to spend a day. Despite excellent transportation in Montreal from the metro system, you will have to catch a bus to go all the way up Mount Royal and catch the amazing views of Mount Royal. But I promise you it's worth it. This park is absolutely massive and it's huge, and the views are absolutely unreal if you're willing to go up 30 to 45 minute hike, which I'm absolutely not going to hike 30 to 45 minutes. I'm not in 35 to 40 minute hiking shape. But the views are incredible. If you go up, you can take a bus most of the way up, and then you have to hike just a short 10, 15 minutes. Pictures don't do these great cities justice as we head into Toronto. One must-visit spot in Toronto is the ROM, the Royal Ontario Museum. One of the largest museums in North America, the largest in Canada as far as natural history, arts, and world culture, where it's famous for. But in particular, it's famous for its dinosaur collection and artifacts. This building right here has 6 million items, 140 galleries, but so many people go to see the dinosaur exhibits because there's so many and they're so large. Though the kids may want to hang around the dinosaurs all day, and some of the adults like me may also want to hang around the dinosaurs all day, there's so much more to this building, so much culture in different countries and different things to see. It's amazing. You could be there all day. The next must-see site in Toronto is the Hockey Hall of Fame. Whether you're a hockey fan or not, this is a must visit. The Hockey Hall of Fame building itself was built in 1993 in downtown Toronto. It was originally established in 1943 but moved twice since. 284 players have been inducted into the Hall of Fame. The Hockey Hall of Fame itself has 15 exhibits, 60,000 feet. You can also take a picture with Lord Stanley's Cup. And then there's memorabilia for each team in the league, past and present. Also has an NHL zone where you can play interactive hockey. The facility itself is a top-notch facility, and I promise you'll enjoy your trip and beg to come back. The home of the University of Toronto Varsity Blues, no doubt about it. The downtown area of Toronto is very walkable, very beautiful, a lot of green space, a lot to see. You could also go see the NBA champion Toronto Raptors and one of the nicer arenas in the league, and go hang out, enjoy the view, and have a good time, and go hang out in Jurassic Park after the game, if you will. Obviously, most people are going to want to hang around Toronto and go see the Toronto sign downtown and the CN Tower. But there's so much to see in this town. I didn't spend enough time there to really be able to take in everything. I could only give you what I saw there. So let me know in the comment sections your experiences in these three cities and the things that I missed, and I hope to see next time I go. And again, I sort of feel bad for leaving so much out because there's so much in these three cities to see, and there's such little I see, but there's just more time as every day grows to see more and more of these cities. And if you enjoyed this material, I ask that you please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll leave you with this. Remember, live today, grow today. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. Peace!